Welcome to Behind the Badge with your special guest, Lieutenant Williams, your news source for all things police in the city of Fond du Lac.
As we come back into Fond du Lac today, it's now time for Behind the Badge on KFIZ. Joining us in studio is Lieutenant Williams and Officer Clapper, plus your newest hire, a CSO.
Yeah, we brought one in last week, I believe, and I think we've been bringing a new person in every week now.
Yeah, it's like always someone different. You're like, we don't want to do a lot of the talking, we'll bring in someone else.
Yeah, so it makes it easier for us. But
Sure.
I think it's nice for people to get to know people. And this is CSO Corbin West. So Corbin, why don't you tell everyone about yourself?
Yeah, my name's Corbin West. My badge number is 905. I grew up in a little small town called Long Lake, Wisconsin. I went to Florence High School. I graduated in 21. I dispatched 1 year at the Shawano County Sheriff's Department. I like dispatching, but I knew getting out on the road, being more active is what I wanted to do. So I did some research, I did some looking around, and I really wanted to go somewhere where I'd get to do a lot of things that would benefit me in becoming an officer, and I thought Fond du Lac was the best spot, so I applied here, and here I am now.
You said Long Lake, okay. I don't know where that's at. Where's that located?
It is basically on the border of Michigan, all the way up north. You just go straight north.
And instead of wanting to spend time in Michigan, you decided you want to be more centrally located in the state?
Yep.
Awesome. And you mentioned just relatively new, just graduated high school, right, last year, and you're already kind of got your foot in the door here in Fond du Lac now.
Yep.
And eventually down the road, do you want to be a police officer? Is that the plan?
Yep, I'm going to school for criminal justice. I have 3 years left though, so I'll be around here for sure for at least 3 years.
He's on our reserve plans, for the future hire there. And we've got ties. I was from the Shawano area, Clintonville, Wisconsin, go Truckers. So I used to actually ride my bike to Shawano for fun and played volleyball and Shawano Lake and all that. So yeah, we got some ties from the hometown. Nowhere near Florence, so that's way up there.
I spent a Sunday on the Lake Shawano before, over the summer.
It's a beautiful lake. Lake Winnebago's better. I mean, not as clean, but bigger.
More fun.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So as we take a look here, are you going to school at Marion then, or where are you studying currently?
It is through NWTC in Green Bay.
Gotcha. And so is it all like remote learning then?
This year it's all online, and next year I'll be starting in person a couple days a week.
Which will make it a little bit more difficult for him to work here then?
Well, so far, what has this been, two or 3 weeks for Corbin, but he is a workaholic. He's been gobbling up a lot of hours and really helping us out with stuff. So, yeah, he's been amazing, and he'll be off training really fast because he's been so much. So.
Awesome. So it's great to meet you, Corbin. Welcome to Fond du Lac. I assume you got a place that you've been able to find getting comfortable around here then?
Yep, my brother actually lives in Fond du Lac, so I've just moved right in with him.
Awesome, tremendous. I guess Officer Clapper's here, hasn't talked yet. I guess he's got a cool story that he's sharing with us this morning.
Yeah, so this is going to be funny for the person that I talked to now that we're talking about this, but first time this has happened to me since I've been on the radio show. I was assisting one of our detectives with doing a background check on one of our potential new hires, and we're out by Ripon, kind of, talking to some neighbors, just making sure he's a decent person, it's part of our standard background check, and we go to a neighbor's house, and we walk up, and the detective I'm with introduces us, and one of the guys there says, "Hey, I know you," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know you, but how do I know you?" And he's like, "You're the guy that's always on the radio show on Behind the Badge." So it's kind of cool to see that, and I hope that once I get back to the road here in about a month that people do continue to come up and say like, "Hey, I know you from the YouTube page," or whatever. It's kind of cool because we're always kind of on air or on YouTube, but you get really little interaction, so it's kind of cool to see that.
You're welcome for making you famous, Officer Clapper. You're welcome.
It's all because of you, Braden.
Of course, you weren't doing the show before I got here.
That's true. I've only done it once, besides when you were here. So, yeah, it's cool to see that people actually get to see who we are and that we're real people too. And I think that this show benefits for us to have a human side.
Definitely, as it's Behind the Badge this morning here on KFIZ. Lieutenant Williams grabbing the microphone again, so he's got something really important to say.
Well, a couple things. We are, being that this is the end of the week, we are going to have an assessment center for another hiring process. So we'll get some more beautiful faces in the studio. Also, this is it. We've already talked about it, but winter parking ordinance, everybody's favorite. We've actually got CSOs such as Corbin out there that are going out and putting on green placards. So don't get upset. It's not like election's over. It's not like anything like that. It's basically a warning that just reminds you what the ordinance is. So you might go out to your car, see a big green thing underneath the windshield wiper and the door. That is just a reminder. That's us saying, hey, we're gonna save you $20-$30 here and not give you a ticket. But please, when November 15th hits, park accordingly, and that is the even odd sides of the street. It's what time it is at 8 p.m. So today at 8 p.m. if it's an odd day, you park on the odd side of the street. If it's an even day, you park on the even street. So it's pretty simple, and if you do get one of the green placards, explains it very well. If you don't know them, we'll try to get them up on our website, as well as we have some available at the Fond du Lac Police Department. So we'll try to get the word out as much as we can, but we just really want compliance so that we can get those snowplow trucks in. Hope we don't have to worry about it till maybe a good Christmas snow would be nice.
And that's the only time we have to worry about
Yeah,
it.
so maybe the 23rd, 24th, 25th, so we get a good, and then it can just go away.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
We'll take sunny and 75 for New Year's. That would be awesome.
But we're gonna get Corbin ice fishing on Winnebago here, so maybe we want to
Maybe a little coldness just for Sturgeon Fest.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
We'll let him have some ice for that, and then that's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a warm January, a super cold February, get good ice, and then it can go away.
Fair enough for me. So these placards, right? They'll start coming out on the 15th, and that's whenever the parking rules start into effect. Or could people see these earlier, just to kind of give them the hint, like, hey, coming up is this?
They're coming out now.
Okay.
Some people probably have already received them. I have CSOs working on it, as well as a lot of our night shift officers are told to kind of give them out. I'm going to be using our CSOs to do a little bit of extra enforcement early on. And usually if we hit it good early on, then it doesn't become such a problem like later on. So we'd hate to have that first snowfall come and then people get their cars towed, which believe it or not is much worse than parking tickets. So.
For sure. And when we talk about people getting these plaques right now, is this something that the officers can see later down the road that, hey, this person's already kind of been warned once, and then the second time it happens after the 15th, you're more likely to get a ticket then?
Well, the good news is the people issuing the placards are usually the people writing the tickets too, so they do become pretty familiar with cars. Fond du Lac's not the biggest city in the world, and you kind of get used to some cars stick out more than others, but you do kind of know which cars you have and have not worn before. And we always have a process to dispute parking tickets. We wish that you would do that online, as it says, because it makes it a lot easier for Lieutenant Williams, and it makes everything, instead of me answering 15 messages about this or that, if you just do it online, you usually will get better results, and it's just a lot easier for everybody involved. Awesome,
sounds good. Again, that is coming up on the 15th. Make sure you're parking on the correct side of the street.
Yes, and we've got a lot of exciting things at the Fond du Lac Police Department going on with all the hirings and stuff, and we're getting into the holiday breaks and stuff. We got the Christmas parade coming up, so that's gonna be a big event for us, and we're gonna be doing a couple more special events. The nice thing is the special events have kind of been a little bit less. We have the turkey trot, the Christmas parade, and then there's a chili run on New Year's Eve that you'll see our wonderful CSOs staffing out there. If you see them out there, just give them a hi. They're out there, not having that family time and being out there so you can run your race or have fun. So just make sure you're courteous to all of them. And we're gonna make sure that we staff those so everybody's safe. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of holiday stuff, and then a lot of hirings going on in the meantime as well.
And like Lieutenant Williams just mentioned, the Christmas parade is coming up that first Saturday of December. If you would like to have your party be a float, you can register at kfiz.com. Anything else you guys want to talk about before I let you get out of here?
I got nothing. Clapper?
Just one quick FAQ about winter parking, real quick while we have some time is, one thing that I would always get asked when I was on night shift or when I'd stay over in the morning, people would ask me if I'm working night shift, I'm getting home at like 6 a.m., where should I park? So I would say, since you're probably gonna be parked for more time, not in the parking restriction hours than you would be in the parking restriction hours, just park on that side of the road. Like for an example, if one side of the street has no parking, this side and the other side does have parking this side, and you're supposed to be parked on the no parking side because winter parking overrides the parking restrictions. I would say if you're a night shifter and you're getting home at like 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning and there's only an hour or two left of winter parking, park on the side that is not the no parking this side, because if you are parked there after 8 a.m. you could get a ticket. So that's just something that we kind of run into frequently until people can figure out their routine.
Awesome, sounds good. Appreciate the extra insight, guys. Thanks for stopping by this morning, and we'll be joined by you next Friday for another edition of Behind the Badge.
Thank you.
This is KFIZ.